Oh, what is that?
Congratulations, 100 episodes!
Oh my God. Wait, this is the 100th episode?
Oh, wow, we did something.
Oh, that's so sick.
Me? Way.
You are.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
I know. What
Wow.
number? What number would have you guessed until they came in?
I don't know. Like 50s?
Right. I would have said maybe 60, 70.
Wait, how long you guys been doing this for?
A couple years.
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome. Here we go.
And I'm not Tony Hawk.
Well, welcome. Andrew Reynolds is here for 100th show.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it.
Thank you guys.
Not sure what that
This
is.
is the end.
That's it, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
no,
it.
yeah,
That's-
yeah.
We're just trying to, no. Here's to 100 more. We hope. No, thanks for coming. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Glad to be here. I have this, I actually told myself a few years back, like, I'm done talking. I don't want to talk anymore. I just want to skate and film parts. But then I told myself way before that, if Tony asks you to do something, you have to do it.
Oh my God.
So there was these two things. I was like, God damn it. Like, what am I?
Equal opposing
Yeah,
thoughts.
doing the thing you asked me to
appreciate
do
it.
outweighs, you know.
But you said something before we started where you're like, I just talk about skateboarding. Like
Pretty
that,
much,
my
yeah.
life is skateboarding and this and parenthood.
Sobriety,
And
skateboarding.
Sobriety, skateboarding, parenthood. And you're just kind of honing in on that. So we're not going to throw you any surprises. And
Oh, thank you.
A lot of our listeners skate. So we can talk skateboarding.
Yeah, plus we go way, way back.
Way back.
It's amazing.
Sobriety. Can I bring that up?
Please.
When did that happen?
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Yeah, 24 years old. I'd say from 17 to 24, it was like it was a fast
Right.
from, you know, like some beers and some weeds,
Yeah.
blacking out to drugs to 24. I was like, okay, this can ruin everything. Like,
Right.
it was clear.
Could you skate at that point when you were using that much?
Well, I had this weird routine that probably, I would say was pretty common for addicts and alcoholics of like, I would do something on my skateboard, filming,
Yeah.
that would justify everything.
Right. So you stay sober, work on that thing. If you get it early, awesome. If it takes a bit, you'll stay sober for it.
Yeah, when, you know, 3-4 days of feeling good, like, oh, okay, let's go film. I could skate. I've been skating since I was 9. So it's like, you know, and plus, you know, you're young. You're like resilient.
Right. You don't
know?
feel
So,
bad the next day and stuff.
yeah, so like I'd get my footage and that would be like, it's not that big of a deal. Plus, a lot of my friends were using way worse than me.
Right.
So I was like, I'm not that bad.
Do you think that had something to do with you getting into it that heavy in the first place, that most of your peers were going even harder? Because I remember your time when you started shining and the people that you were hanging out with, I was the vert party guy, and I was like, that guy looks like he's doing more than I am.
They were the piss drunks.
Yeah, but they were doing more than drinking. Some of them were doing way more than drinking.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I don't know. I looked up to Tom and Chad Muska and guys that pretty much were smoking weed and skating and partying. And even before that, you know, the whole punk rock and roll, pro skater, it's just kind of, I think it's changed now a lot.
Yeah.
But
There's less aggression in it.
I didn't want it. It was weird though, because when I was young, I didn't really want to go down that road. You know, I was like, I had a great family.
When you were young, I mean, we toured together when you were young, and you were all skate all the time.
Yeah, I think I was.
That was it. Like we're on tour, and we're, you know, like I force these guys to go to Graceland, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they're just like, why? What are we doing?
That was cool though. I still remember it. No, but we would get to the city, like any downtown area in any small town, Springfield, wherever, you know?
Yeah.
And like the first thing we would do at the hotel was just like leave and just start skating around the whole city at night, all night long. Demo the next day, skate the street spots, kill myself during the demo, after the demo, same thing the next day, every single day.
He was skating with casts all the time.
Yeah, I remember that.
But then, but the party stuff was just like, I mean, I learned my lesson, but I learned, okay, if you're around that, whether you think like, nah, like I'm pretty, I got some pretty good morals. I'm a good person. You know, if you're around it long enough, it's just like you could still be a good person and snort coke and do hard drugs. It's, you know, it's just the way you're made up, I guess, you know?
So what made you quit?
I just kept fucking up. You know, I kept always having to apologize for like just being, you know, just being an asshole to people and like over and over the same thing kept happening. My dad's an alcoholic. All my uncles are alcoholics. A whole bunch of alcoholics in my family. And some people around me, close to me, had got sober. Jim Greco actually got sober before me. Justin Regan got sober before me. And I was still, you know, they could see I was still like not ready to let it go yet. But I wanted to. Yeah. They just kind of approached me, you know, like, come check this thing out with us. Yeah. And see if it works. If it doesn't, then you got to go to a place or something. And I was looking, I was like waiting for that opportunity. You know, I was waiting, like, I'm not going to throw my skating away over partying. Like, I'm just not going to do it. Like, it's way more important. And it was, once I found how to kind of, you know, build a foundation in sobriety and learn a couple things and stick with the people that were doing it, you know, I pretty much, you know, basically every time I tried before that, I never got it. But once I tried with a group of people that were also doing it, it stuck, and I've been sober since.
So that having those people around really helped you get through because it's like the first, I don't know how long, but it seems like when you first start, that's the scariest part.
I mean, you learn all these little lessons, you know. I'd say about 2 weeks in, I was ready to throw it away. I was like, there's a liquor store right here. This is a really good lesson. It was a simple lesson, but it was really good. There was a liquor store right there on Sunset by where my apartment was. And then some of my new sober friends were going to go get Thai food across the street over here. And a guy I had met, he's like, just come get food. And if you want to drink after, go ahead. And I just went and ate. And it was like, dude, no, I was just hungry. That was it. Like, honestly, that's what I tell newly sober people. I'm just like, just eat some food or something, or wait actually 20 minutes, and most likely you'll think that would
pass.
Yeah, that would have been a horrible idea. Yeah. So you pick up all these tricks along the way and kind of, you know.
Do you still hear that voice?
No.
Not at all.
20 years later, I mean, my partying was like what, like 8 years. I mean, it's like, this is more of my life has been lived. Mm-hmm. You know, I've lived more of my life like this than I did like that, you know? Mm-hmm. It sounds like a nightmare. You
were sober when Stella was born.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd been sober for about three years. Mm-hmm. You know, but that's the thing, too. There was something like in around 23 that happened. I crashed this car into a house, and like I went to jail. I like fucked up the whole Christmas at my mom's house and stuff. And I was like, that's it, dude. Like I was like, I can't do that. I can't do this to people around me. You know what I mean? I can't do this. And I stopped for a little bit, and then one drink, I was right back where I was. I was doing drugs. I was drinking again. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I remember you saying that back then. You go, yeah, if I just have one drink right now, then you won't see me.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
Yeah, so it really, it's right there waiting all the time. All right. You know what I mean? There's no getting around that this is the way I am, and that, you know, I can, like, I can say it.
You built a foundation, and you have the tools.
Now, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's amazing. It's been amazing. Best decision probably I've ever made in my life.
Yeah. Well, we're very proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, respect, man. 20 years. That's amazing.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Cold turkey may be great to eat, but there's a better way to break your bad habits. We're talking about Fume. Instead of a big, uncomfortable change, why not just remove the bad from your habit?
Fume is an innovative, award-nominated device that does just that. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural. Instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. And instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses all natural, delicious flavors.
You get it? Instead of bad, Fume is good.
It's a habit you're free to enjoy and makes replacing your bad habit easy. Your Fume comes with an adjustable airflow dial and is designed with movable parts and magnets for fidgeting, giving your fingers a lot to do, which is helpful for de-stressing and anxiety while breaking your habit.
It tastes more flavorful than I thought and feels very fresh. and fun to play with. You fidgety widgety in your fingers and stuff.
Stopping is something we all put off because it's hard, but switching to Fume is easy, enjoyable, and even fun. Fume has served over 100,000 customers and has thousands of success stories. There's no reason that can't be you.
Join Fume in accelerating humanity's breakup from destructive habits by picking up the Journey Pack today. Head to tryfume.com and use the code WOLF to save 10% when you get your Journey Pack today. That's tryfume, like TRYFUM.com, and then use the code WOLF, and then you will save an additional 10%, you bastards.
Does it say you bastards?
Nah, riff that.
So let's go to the beginning. Lakeland.
How far back?
Lakeland, Florida. Starting skating.
Starting skating? Well, you know, the first thing I saw, I've said this many times before, I saw a Psycho Skate commercial on MTV. And it was,
Really?
yeah, they were skating in a ditch. Some guys jumped out of a van. Gons like threw his glasses at the car, you know, and it was like, oh, whatever this is, I like the way this looks.
So great.
Yeah, that was it. Like, it was like a skate video.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah.
little bit of something that
Yeah.
I had never seen before. And I was playing soccer at the time. You know, just my mom or whatever was like, you need to do something after school. And I saw that and I decided I want to do that. And I got like a generic board. And then I saw some kids in my neighborhood that were skating. I didn't really know them, but I thought like, oh, that looks cool, whatever they're doing. And I was going to soccer practice one day after I had just even the idea that this is what I'm going to be was in my head. And I'm like 9. And I'm like, I would just go to soccer and have fun before that. And once I crossed that line, I was crying that I had to go.
That you had to go.
Yeah. It was already completely had taken me over that this is pointless and this is all I want to do from now on.
That's happened to me with baseball.
At 9.
At 9 years old, I was crying that I had to go play soccer, which something.
How long did it take your mum to let you switch one to the other, or did she not?
No, maybe I probably finished out the thing or whatever.
Right, because that's what a parent has to do. Because I've had that. My son was a soccer player who, you know, everyone's talking about how he's got a future, and I'm like, as an ex-professional athlete, I feel like everybody here needs to calm down. You know what I mean? Like, you're talking about a 10-year-old, and I know soccer's got a lot of people involved in it, and you never know what he's going to decide to do. And then he decided to skate again. And like he skated when he was little, and then he got into it when he was like 10, found some friends, moved, got into skating. Didn't want to finish, but I knew that his mum would be like, no way. And I remember saying, it is fair, dude. Like, if you did sign up, you got to do
There's something to be said. I made Riley finish his season out in football.
This is what we were just talking about.
He was playing flag football, and he's like, I don't want to go. I was like, you started the season, your teammates are relying on you, like you got. And he went, and he scored a touchdown that game.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome. So then your mum, you get out of it at the end of the season, and now it's skateboarding. And is there parental? Are they supportive?
No, I mean, I think I skated on a little board called a Sure Grip. Was a brand, Sure Grip.
Yep.
You know that? Yeah, I skated on that board for a little bit, and then Christmas came around. I got a complete.
Okay.
It was Mike McGill, 10
Nice.
10-inch wide, round nose.
Yeah.
Not a mini.
No, it was. It had all the guards on it. It had the tail guard, rails,
You need those.
nose guard. Yeah. Tracker ultralights.
Ooh, did it have the
Sick.
razors?
They're
The razor
red.
pads?
They're red. No,
Yeah.
there was plastic base plate and the metal. The grind part was metal, right? The hanger.
Yeah, but it had riser pads.
Oh, riser pads. Oh, I thought you said razors. Oh,
No, sorry.
No,
Accent.
yeah. Riser pads and then OJ2 wheels.
Yeah.
One
Ooh.
black, 2 black and 2 green.
Dang.
Yeah, it was sick.
That's a
pretty
special
sick.
board.
And then I like ollied up across the street. There was like the little rain gutter, you know?
Yeah.
But the top of the curb was kind of rounded.
Yeah.
So it was a little helpful. And I ollied up it.
Straight
like-
away.
I mean, you know, after a little bit. It was
Yeah.
like street skating was being invented. So
But you remember that moment.
yeah, I remember like, oh, I got up that thing. And I was doing like hand plants and like my mom's got film photos, you know, I'm just like Japan,
Street plant.
whatever that one with the
Tuck knee.
tuck knee with the Jimmy Z shirt on with the hair in the front and the
Yeah.
I had all that. Like
Oh, wow.
that's what I
That's so surprising. I don't know why you just seemed from a younger generation. You know what I mean? Because I'm not aware of your amateur career. By the time I knew you, you were pro.
No, I
and
mean
you were
that would have
solid.
been
That's a long time ago to have that gear on.
No, I was skating. I was skating. I watched Gons and Nodis and them invent street skating.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, my first magazine was mostly vert, and it had like a full page. I remember I really liked it. Was like this. Oh, I hope this isn't too controversial. No, there was a full page graphic of just Gator's graphic.
Yeah.
You know, it was a full page ad of
Yeah.
just his graphic.
Yeah.
That really cool one with the spiral, and I was like, whoa, that looks cool.
I
You
was
know what
on
mean?
Vision Streetwear and had that print in a bum bag, and because they gave me one, so
yeah.
I wore it. Like
It was on everything, right?
Yeah, and like a beret. Like I had a beret on.
Yeah,
Like why, dude? Why? Because these
that was
guys
the
gave
Jimmy
it
Z
to me,
days, though.
and I was like, dude, Vision Streetwear are giving me
And
berets.
Velcro waistlines.
But wait, would that have been
Yes.
would during that time period, right then? I mean,
That's the worst we've ever looked.
so well, if I was born in '78 and I started at 9, so what? 80,
86, 87.
87.
Yeah.
So what was that when it was popping like money wise in '87, like touring with
Yes.
Soy
Yeah.
and all that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
87 to 89, 90 were the heyday of that cycle of popularity.
Yeah, I could tell by the magazines. I was like, this is sick. You know, I got a Thrasher, got Future Primitive from the video store. Like they had a few skate videos at the video store. Future Primitive, watched that. That was it.
So how did you get on GNS?
GNS. Well, okay. Then I had like all these years from probably like 11 to 14 of finding out about skate contests. I mean, that was huge then. I don't think it's as big now, but back then it was like local shops having a contest. Like,
But also that was the only way to get noticed.
true, yeah. So we saw a flyer. We were on vacation at like a beach town, Daytona Beach, and there was a flyer at the shop, skate contest coming up.
Stone Edge?
No, it was in a small town called Spring Hill. It was like all wood ramps out in the middle of a field, middle of nowhere. And I was just thought, I don't know. Honestly, I don't remember anything before skateboarding. I think something's wrong with my brain.
But did you, so you entered that event?
Yeah, well, I did, but I don't know if it was like, Mom, I really want to go, or what. I don't know if I was saying much. It was just like, oh, that sounds cool. And my mom's like, we can go if you want. It was all real chill. Went, and it was like in my division, it was probably like, 3 kids or something.
Yeah.
And I won. I did an early grab frontside 360 out of a jump ramp.
Oh, sick.
Early grab melon. I saw the footage the other day. I did something I think I made up right in the moment. I went up the quarter pipe, early grab melon, and then just like did a little air and then started to backside 50-50 the quarter pipe. Like early grab melon to grind. I was like, okay.
Oh, like air to axle.
I just think I just did it right then. You know what I mean? That was how it was,
I think David Spade invented that, actually.
That trick? Oh, is that what he was
No,
saying?
he broke his wrist on it, so he
That's
didn't
right.
invent
That's
it.
what it was.
He tried to invent it.
He did try to invent it.
Yeah, I'd love to see him skate. I've never actually seen him skate.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to now.
Yeah, no.
But anyways, I did all that, all the contests, and then they had the whole like same as FASL, Florida Amateur Skateboard
Yeah.
League, did all that. And at some point, my friends in my town that skated street, by this point it was like Shackle Me Not, Hocus Pocus, 8th Street, all that. Street skating had, started to come up, and we were just doing that. But still jump ramps, and we would just like nail pieces of plywood up to a tree.
Yeah.
We would get the plywood from the construction sites
same.
and just nail it to the tree until we had so many thicknesses nailed that it was finally sturdy, you know what I mean? And make a ramp. And then at some point, Jean Montesi was at a contest, and he was a legend in Florida. He was like probably one of the only street pro. I mean, it was Lance Conklin. There was a bunch of guys actually. But he was like, dude, I'll come stay at your house, whatever, and like skate with you. My mom was cool. She's
You mean like to mentor you?
I don't even know. It was something like that, but not really. I mean, back then, it was just another skater from another town. So he wanted to come see what kind of spots we had. But it was, he's probably like a teenager at the time.
And he's already established as
yeah, he rode for New Deal
yes.
and was maybe pro. I don't know. But we knew about him in Florida. Like this is probably one of the best street skaters in Florida. So I tripped out. I was like, yeah, sure. Come skate at our spots and with our older guys from Lakeland. And it was funny because, it was no like mentoring or official nothing. He's just eating all the food in the fridge. And like, I remember we were out skating like a street spot one day, and he's like, I'm going to go over here and just like take a shit or something. Just like in the bushes or something.
Feral.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I was like, this dude is crazy. But he taught me some valuable like actual like techniques in skateboarding, which I always remember. He back like 3 scoops, back 3, tray flip, and impossible. Right in my driveway, he said, "This is all 3 of these are the same if you just do this one thing." And like, it's just one of those things. Like, always stuck with me. I'm like, damn, he just showed me like a whole world of tricks right here. You know?
Yeah.
That he knew that I didn't really know. I mean, I learned tricks from Willie over the phone.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah,
That's so great.
yeah. I saw Mike Carroll do a pressure flip at a demo, and it's funny after you.
I learned pressure flips from Willie.
Yeah, he was the best at them.
Yeah.
But you're saying you called Willie and said,
This is jumping forward to the Birdhouse days, but I was watching a Plan B demo at a local skate park, and like my mom or one of my friends had the VHS camera, and Mike Carroll went up the bank and did a pressure flip to fakie. And I'd never seen it before.
Yeah.
And it's funny once you know how it's done, but when you don't know how it's done, it's probably like when you guys saw Rodney. When you don't know what it is actually, it's hard to. Every flip trick you've ever known about has been popped and flipped with the front foot.
Right.
So I knew what inward heel flip varial was.
Yeah.
You know, I knew what like kind of like people would do like a pop shove it late flip all kind of in one motion. I knew what that was, and those the board did the same thing on those, but I didn't know. I was slow-moing it. I'm like, his front foot did nothing. I don't. I actually like. I'm like, I don't know. I just don't know what he did. I called Willie.
So we were skating. I was the same thing. I was skating with Willie, and I was like, "How does that work? I don't understand." Then
it's so funny to think that you can't figure it out, but it's like.
But I'm watching it. I wasn't watching on video. I was watching Willie do it in front of me, and I still couldn't figure it out. And then he told me, he probably told you the same thing, exactly where to put your back foot and push it forward, and then it just does it.
I called him. I was like, hey, I seen Mike Carroll do this thing. And he explained it to him. It flipped like an inward heel flip varial, but he didn't use his front foot. And he's like, oh, pressure flip. He's like, we're doing pressure flip big spins, pressure flip late flips, all this stuff, like all these tricks that I had not heard of yet.
Yeah.
And I went right in my backyard on a mini ramp and started doing them to fakie on the mini ramp.
Yeah.
You know, and I was...
That day.
Yeah. What about vert? Could you just right out the top?
Yeah, people have done that.
Right. I did a pressure flip melon to fakie once.
Oh, really? Was it hard to control it?
It was just hard to come off the wall enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're not popping, you're not snapping, you're scraping as slowly. So the first one I tried to make, it was in a Birdhouse video. First time I tried to make, I landed too high. I just shot out on my ass. And then I made one barely, and I was like, never doing it again.
Jakey do one on the roll-in?
Maybe.
That'd be much better. That'd be much better.
I think he did that and a frontside flip on the roll-in.
Oh, yeah.
But like one of those extended roll-ins. So
and it
like
kind of goes up at the top?
Yeah, yeah. There's not too many vert dudes that have that street skill in their pocket. You know, like Colin could do it probably if you forced him. Danny could do it if you forced him. Bob could do it, but Bob's still got that vert heel to the ground. Like I have this heavy-footed stance. You know what I mean? Like me popping into stuff. It's stupid. Like I've always hated
Alf has.
Oh yeah, there's certain guys I know like
Lightfoot. I call Alf Gordon Lightfoot because it just looked like he doesn't put any weight on his board, and then he can do anything on vert that he does on the street.
I remember him at McGill's. I don't know how old we were, 16 or something. And if he would bail, he would run down the ramp.
Yeah.
And I was also a 16-year-old with like fresh legs, and I was like, nah. How do you do that?
I mean, knee sliding is. That's I think a big reason why my daughter actually stopped skating is because she wanted to be like skate with no pads because like Grant and everybody skates with no pads. They skate bowls and they either go to their butt or they run out. Yeah. And she had learned from such a young age, like all knees, even on like little street spots and like little street skate parks, like knee sliding from like a little kid, you know, and like couldn't shake
bad habit.
Couldn't shake it. Yeah.
I skate like your daughter did. if I come off in a bowl or some area where there's like flat ground, it's very hard for me not to tell myself. I do at least the back knee. I'll hit it and then try to scoot to my butt because I can't run. Like if I run, I'll blow with my ankles. My toes will explode. Like my legs they can't do that.
Tell me this, do you think a long vert career, like, not the hard slams. I mean, hard slams are always going to suck, but a long vert career, knee sliding compared to street, hucking, running out, falling.
Impacts. But I think there's more likely ankle and knee damage
from being like that all the time, huh?
No, from running.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Can I just add what kind of street skater? Because I reckon you've got worse legs than we have, but I don't think everybody who's a street guy has worse legs because you've jumped a lot of, you are more of a guy that jumped a lot of giant stuff on a regular basis. Like, I think if you look like Willie, for instance, like how many, I don't even know how many, just giant gaps that I've seen you fly over. That's got to be worse on you.
Maybe it's like building strength, though. I don't know.
Are your legs good now?
They feel good.
Like, have you had blown out knees or any of that stuff?
No. Is there some wood around here?
That's a really good sign.
Vert skaters.
No, but I do a lot.
Plagued with knee problems. But I think that being able to knee slide out of situations is what has allowed me to do this in this age, for sure.
Do you train for it? What you're about to say?
Yeah, I'd say at 28, I was still like had a lot of stuff I wanted to do. Filming.
Yeah.
And I was like kind of achy. Like nothing was really hurt. There wasn't like an injury. It was just like I'm like, oh, dude, this aches, Yeah. And I went to this guy, Dr. Eddie, that P-Rod goes to.
Yeah.
I called him. I'm like, I want to see this guy. He's like, yeah, I'll set it up. So went and just told him my goals. This is what I want to do. I want to skate big stuff for as long as I possibly can and feel good. And I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know if it was just going to be some kind of like the electricity stuff and like massage stuff. But he's like, well, we got to work out. And I just started working out. And then been doing it ever since. All different ways. Yeah. It's changed, but it's always stayed in my life from that point on. Like now I just do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I work out. And
do you have your own workouts and stuff, or do you still have a personal trainer?
Well, I have Eddie. If I'm feeling like really wrecked, I'll go and say like, what do I do? But it's like tricks. You learn tricks. Like I probably know like, I don't know, 25 workouts. Like, different things you could do with a band or like a ball or like weights with squat. No,
so
like
low impact stuff.
Yeah, I'm not trying. And I ride an exercise bike.
Cardio.
Yeah. And now at home, I just got a sauna and a cold plunge.
Yeah.
That's what I really like that.
We both have that.
The plunge, I got that white plunge. They sent it to me. I'm stoked.
It's called cold plunge. I hooked it up.
Yeah. It sucks.
Yeah. I was in it 3 times this morning. I did 3 trying to snap it, trying to get like extra juice. I was like, if I do it 3 times, I'll be extra alive to do shows.
So you go back into the heat after it?
Yeah. Otherwise I can't keep doing it. Yeah.
That's what I've been doing. Sauna 20 minutes, plunge for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then just get in sauna. I think it's probably by that time like kind of winding down, but it's still hot. Just get back into it, kind of like, oh my God, recover.
Yeah.
But here, I'll go back because it's cool what happened, which probably it's different now for young amateur skateboarders. But Montesi, we'd see each other at the contest. I think he just thought like, this kid has some potential. He's pretty good, for a young kid. And there was a contest at Stone Edge in the street area. And Montesi he didn't have to do any of this, which is really great. I mean, he went to the GNS team manager guy that was there. And at that time, it was like with the "and" logo, and Markovich was on, Willie was on. It was a pretty cool version of GNS. The video called Stun had just came out. Montesi went and said, check this kid out. He's really good. Which was, I had sent a VHS tape actually through my shop to that company, to GNS, because I thought it could be possible to be on them. I don't think I'm getting on Plan B or anything like that. I just was trying to be reasonable. Even at 14, I'm like, I'm not getting on Plan B. Maybe I can get on GNS. So sent the tape. Who knows what happens with tapes, you know what I mean? And then after the contest, Tom Drake. Yeah, Tom Drake came up to me and was like, dude, we'd like to send you some boards. We'll send you a new stun video just came out. We'll send you the video. And I told him, I was like, oh yeah, I sent the tape. And then he's like, oh, I don't know. I never saw it or whatever, but it ended up working out.
That was the difference between Birdhouse. It was just me and Paris, so we definitely saw the tapes.
Yeah. But then that's how I met Willie.
Yep.
And then when Willie, Tony was forming Birdhouse, it was Willie, Klein, Ocean Howe. Who else? Was that
Steve Barra?
Steve Barra.
Yeah, but there was some crossover there because Willie was still kind of officially on GNS, and there was inventory, and it was an issue. But and then he said, well, there's this kid Andrew, and you should hit him up.
Thank God.
Because we kind of got him on that because he and Tom were friends. So he's like, me and Tom got him on the team, and then I was like, yeah, cool, we'll have an amateur. Because everyone was pro.
But imagine this.
So he was the first amateur.
No, but this was what was a trip. I grew up like idolizing Marcus Wyndham and Ocean Howe. They were so innovative. They were beyond everybody. Ocean was the coolest. Yeah. And then at that time, I think Ocean, it was all happening so fast. But it was like,
oh, that's right. Ocean was amateur.
But it was like right.
Born pro.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But at the time, because I think I wasn't in Feasters. I came like right after that.
Right.
And Ocean was, but at the time, Tom or you or somebody was like, yeah, the AMs are you and Ocean. And I was just like,
yeah, that's right.
What?
Yeah. Like Ocean had like 2 tricks in that first video.
Yeah, but that's a big deal.
Yeah, biblical burger.
He is the best.
Jason?
Yeah?
Did you notice anything different about me?
You're radiant.
I've been using Caldera Lab.
That's what it is.
Caldera Lab is here to get your skin summer ready, backed by a leading clinical trial where 9 out of 10 men experienced healthier and visibly improved skin. Caldera Lab has the tools to keep your skin fresh and confident as the weather heats up this summer. Today, we have an exclusive offer for our audience so you can try for yourself why so many men trust Caldera Lab for their skincare needs. Use code WOLF. At calderalab.com for 20% off their best products.
Caldera Lab creates high-performance men's skincare products by combining pharmaceutical, thanks buddy, grade science along with nature's purest and most potent ingredients. As you age, you might notice more fine lines. Yeah, I did that. Wrinkles and signs of aging. It's time to take control of your skin with Caldera Lab. The regimen bundle leads off their lineup. Twice-a-day routine to transform your skin. Inside the bundle, you find the clean, the base layer, and the good.
Clean Slate is where you start your day. It's a balancing cleanser that uses gentle plant-based cleansing, leaving all skin types exceptionally refreshed. The base layer is a nutrient-dense, fortifying moisturizer that hydrates your skin and absorbs fast, leaving you with a matte finish so you can start your day confidently. I got the Clean Slate in my shower.
The Good is your go-to at night before bed, a clinically proven multifunctional serum that helps your skin look tighter and smoother, as well as help reduce visibility or wrinkles and fine lines. In every drop of this serum, there's 3.4 million antioxidant units protecting your skin. The Icon, the Rejuvenating Eye Serum, is here to address the 3 most common skin concerns around the eye: fine lines, dark circles, and puffiness.
Committed to transparency, sustainability, and excellence, Caldera Lab is on a mission to better men's skincare around the world. Priding itself on clean ingredients and doing right by their customers and the planet we live in, Caldera Lab is a certified B Corporation as well as member of the 1% for the planet. Through uncompromising craftsmanship, exceptional ingredients, and rigorous transparency, Caldera Lab is here to upgrade your skin and confidence.
20% off with code WOLF at calderalab.com.
That's 20% off at calderalab.com by using the code
WOLF.
WOLF, not OW, WOLF.
Yeah, good point.
Take your skincare to the next level this summer with Caldera Lab.
No, that's how it started. And then, I don't even know, probably quickly after that, like fly out to San Diego, skate. Ocean used to pick me up.
Well, I think what I saw was just this obsession and drive that was like, your kickflips were kind of sloppy, stuff's hanging, everything's hanging off you. And I was just like, he does not give up. He will not give up until he gets these tricks that are kind of like, you think beyond his skill level. It's just from an outsider. I was like, these tricks, he's like, this kid's trying to do switch 360 flips. He's a kind of an unknown amateur. There's 1 or 2 people that can do that in the world, right? At that time. Oh, that's the kind of stuff that I saw. And I was like, this guy, like, he's relentless. Like, I'm in.
Can I say from the outside, I thought it was weird how much you guys, from the outside, connected. Like, you seem like, I was like, I think Tony really likes this guy, and this guy really likes Tony.
Well, I most definitely saw my sense of drive and commitment in him, because I was just like, he doesn't care about if people are saying bad things about him. He doesn't care what channel. He just wants to learn all the tricks. And I was like, I definitely connected with that.
Right, because I didn't catch that. I'm like, wait, Tony? No offense, your 360 flip is not cool. But a switch one.
You should have seen him in the bird.
I don't know. I've seen it. I've seen it.
The street.
I've been on the demo. With this legend. Okay, I've seen him fly.
It's all right.
It's amazing. Let me live. It's fun. I think it's. I'm not some of the stuff that he does. I'm like, I can't believe.
Dude, I can't. Like, if I do it now, the rail's still gonna hit the ground.
That's fair.
But what I was gonna say is that's what his were like too. But for me, it was like I learned that trick. I wanted to get to a point where I learned that trick. He learned it, and he's like, no, I have to perfect it.
Yeah.
I have to catch it this high.
Yeah.
I have to land with my arms perfectly aligned and relaxed.
Right.
And that was kind of the next level.
Well, I mean, I was looking up to, I'm looking at, Willie, for one, Ocean had, all their tricks were better than from where I came from.
And they looked effortless.
Yeah, I mean, Ocean was, and Willie, the people that are my age, when we talk about Willie, it's a weird, there's a disconnect because there's certain people that are a little younger or a little older, and when I bring up Willie and put him in the same conversation as Eric Costin or Mike Carroll, they're like, Will? I'm like, yeah.
Oh, he was a master.
Oh, yeah, he's one of the best ever.
Yeah, he could do everything, right?
Yeah, he was unbelievable, and I would go to California.
And skate vert, and skate mini ramp.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would go to California and stay and skate with Ocean and Tony and Willie and every day.
You two would skate a lot.
Yeah. You know what else? I know you said you were saying the just drive to learn and like maybe we're similar in that way, but I would always see him like when I was really young, laugh at something on a movie or on The Simpsons or something, and I would always be laughing at the same like really dumb kind of humor, you know, little ridiculous like things that we kind of found were funny. I'm like, yeah, we have like a similar sense of humor. Even as a young kid, I saw that, and it took me years later. I mean, in my now, up into my late 30s and 40s, though, he never said, okay, this is how when you travel and you show up for people and they're coming here to see us, this is how you were supposed to do it. He didn't say that.
No, he sets an example by doing it.
And it took me way later in my life to see, oh, okay, that's how you do it. You don't say it, you just do it, and then learn from watching. But I think it all sunk in of like, people, even the company stuff with Baker and everything that he's done for Baker and me. It was all examples. Like, I just lost a pretty amazing rider on my team that I really liked. A kid I really liked, and it just brought me back to when I'm like, in my 20s, I'm going about it like, dude, we got this great crew of guys. We're going to start a brand or whatever. I wasn't even thinking. I was thinking about me and us and us and us. You know what I mean? And then Tony, being who he is and really cool, understood probably, okay, that's kind of what I did. Let me just let this happen and support it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But it kind of hit me when, a young guy is like, dude, I'm kind of ready to move on. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's
But did you treat it the same way Tony did?
Of course. Whatever's best for the.
But I'm lucky that I had that example from Stacy Peralta.
I knew you were going to say that
because Stacy Peralta left. He left GNS, ironically, to become Powell Peralta, then form his own team, and then a bunch of his team riders were like, "We're going to go do what you did." He's like, "How could I not support you in that?"
I know.
It was a little bit different when you wanted to sponsor my oldest son. That was like an experience.
Wait.
No, that was something that I thought, we saw that he was always with Figgy and them and filming with them. And then it was Brian Herman and me were together, and he's like no, I think it's probably something for Riley and just all of it of like, you need to, you know what I mean?
I think. Well, I was
always hoping Stella would ride for Birdhouse and we just have a full circle. Everything would just like come to like a
Stella can still ride for Birdhouse.
It would complete it. The whole.
I know Stella could just jump on a skateboard and do some sick
She was insane. Yeah.
But what I was gonna say is, I was just thankful when Riley approached me about that because he said you talk to him, and Riley asked me about it, and I was just thankful, like, because I know your sense of values. I know your eye for talent, and I feel like I had that same type of eye for talent through the years. And I was like, if Andrew thinks you're good, then you're fucking good.
Seriously.
That was it. I was like, if Andrew thinks you're good, like, it's no more like, oh, you're pretty good for your age, or, you know, you're good because I'm your dad or whatever. It's like, no, you have reached a different level of skill sets because Andrew recognizes it. And I was like, you should chase that.
Yeah. That's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I just realized how gnarly Riley is. He's not like you at all. Like, he really made his own, you know what I mean? Like, he's his own.
Oh,
I don't see Riley
that
as
was the moment.
Tony Hawk's son. I see Riley
the
as,
moment.
Like, I almost don't catch the last name as the same as his. Like, even though I go to places and I know he's your son, like, duh. But I don't see him being Tony. Like, I see him his own creature.
Yeah, but there's some genetics going on.
Yeah, obviously.
Definitely. Because I edit.
He's cheating for sure.
I edit the parts, and I have all the clips in front of me, and I'll see moments where I'm like, "You're your dad." Like nobody's doing okay. Like because like they're real smart about lip tricks.
Yeah,
both of them.
Please break this down.
Both of them are very like something that is clearly like okay, like maybe somebody else can do this over the entire existence of skateboarding and tricks being learned, but they'll think of like how he did that front blunt. I sent it to you. The front pop shove it blunt slide, hopped in the bank.
Yeah,
it was a simple little thing. You know what I mean? It was just like a motion that no one's really ever. Same as how you did that. The most recent one, your last trick in your 50 part.
Oh,
what did you even do?
It's like a shove it to backward nose.
That's the thing is everybody has done a shove it to something, and everybody's done the other one. Mm-hmm. But it's like these little. Or Riley went up on a bank to like school bench on top of a thing and did backside flip Bennett grind. You know what I mean? Which is like a awkward position to go into from a backside flip. But it's just those little like sneaky. You know what I mean? It's
definitely what you mean.
Yeah, he is very sneaky.
His approach.
Yeah, it's cool though. Yeah. It's innovative. It's like they want to do things rather than like for like my skating. I don't think like okay, like how could I do something that's never been done? I just think, well, I'm going to do the tricks I'm good at and maybe do them on something bigger or better or cleaner.
Right, I'm more on your.
Like, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, like do something that everyone might be able to do, but do it in a way that nobody can do it.
Riley has some of that. He's got it. Mariano's got it. Where it's like, guys.
I've learned a couple of vert tricks watching Guy skate mini ramps.
You and Guy are very similar. Guy did. Imagine this. I mean, this will make sense, but like, this was a couple years ago. I just seen it on his Instagram. Nose blunt slide a bench, and then he shoved it like that to a switch crook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like. Something like that, like what? Like, I don't know, and he's still doing that.
Yeah.
You and him are like, I don't know, and they're at the top, of course, that's why.
There was one video where the last trick in it was one that I saw a guy do on a mini ramp, and I was like, I want to do that on vert.
He's the best.
What was that?
It's like alley-oop, frontside 360, but then you turn into sort of a crooked grind to fakie at the end.
Oh yeah. He did a flip into that too on a bank to bench.
Jesus.
You could probably do that though. Imagine like you're just pop from really low.
Yeah, Tony.
I can't flip into things on vert.
What about this?
I did a kickflip pivot to fakie, and it's by far one of the hardest things that I've ever done. Like it's hard for me. There's plenty of people that could do it, but
the unfortunate thing of that is so many people could kickflip into a pivot to fakie, but they can't go back in backwards.
That's what I got.
How easy it is for him and I to pivot to fakie back in is such a crying shame for how difficult it is to do a freaking kickflip. Yeah, because land in the fucking
pivot. Go on
top.
But to go off of what you're saying, especially with Riley, there's certain things that like Riley has that are super easy for him that other people don't take for granted.
Right.
And so if he can figure out a new way to get into it, he's got the exit.
Yeah.
Or he's got the last part of it.
Plus, he can do huge rails and stuff too. The newest part with the Cars song was insane.
Yeah.
It was so easy to edit. I edited it at home. He came over. I'm like, what do you, like, let's do this, let's do that. What do you think? I mean, that's when you know the footage is good, when it just kind of, you can't really do any wrong.
Or you're not getting rid of anything.
Yeah.
But what you said when when he went off to skate for Baker, that was the turning point of him becoming absolutely just his own skater in all ways.
I like what he's doing
what I
too
mean?
with the no social media and just like kind of like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, it makes it tricky to get sponsors though.
I don't think he cares. It's like that's
I know he
so
doesn't
cool.
care.
That's so
I
cool, you know?
I know.
It is awesome.
That was really more for his mental health than anything, because he was getting.
that was
sucked
like our
into
whole
all the
life.
things. And you know, for him, it's
Smart.
having having me as his father. There was always that element, and there's it's just the haters and everyone, and then now with Francis, it's just he had to just cut it. He had to cut it cold.
I hate some of this stuff.
All right.
That's going on, all this stuff. Like I just feel like
Well, but they have a very healthy approach to it. He and Francis,
Yeah.
because Francis gets craziness, thrown her way. And
Is she on social media? Or are they both out?
she is, but it's very
She's not in it. It's just from time to time.
just from time to time,
Right.
yeah, and
So
it's very purposeful.
right, the safe way. The
But
in-control
it's
way.
very purposeful. It's like, oh, here's a good cause. Here's the things like that. So she's got a. But I'm just saying, like, they both have a very good a healthy perspective on it.
yeah.
That they don't have to be out there for public consumption. And
Look at me.
and the sense
talking
of
about-
privacy that they and they got a lot of people trying to get at them. So
Can I have his Instagram? I'm just
someone
trying.
took it. I just saw it.
Wait, somebody has Riley
Yeah,
Hall?
because
God, I hate
he
when
just
people
got
do
rid
that.
of it, and then someone
You're
was
not.
like, "Oh, I'm him now."
Oh. Yeah, somebody's Jason Ellis, and I was like they're gonna give me give you money for it. I was like,
Oh yeah,
give your money.
people-
Yeah.
For I was like, I'll be okay.
they squat it. They'll squat a
Yeah.
username.
Hey, keep-
Someone squatted
keep
my
squatting.
username on Twitter, and it was right at the beginning of Twitter, and someone had taken my name,
Smart.
and then Lance Armstrong was one of the biggest names on Twitter at the time. He was like one of the first athletes ever to do anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him one day, and I was like, "Oh, I'm on Twitter." And he's like, "Oh, you are?" Because I didn't see your name. I was like, "Oh, well, someone took my name." And he's like, "I'll fix that."
yeah.
Because he just knew he was already such a big figure in there. And then the next day, I had my name.
That's
no
like
way.
that's like you. That's funny that you mentioned that because Cater got his Instagram like jacked or something. A young kid is on my team, and then I called Tony like, "Can you fix this?" And then I don't know. 20 minutes later, he's like, "Oh, it's good. It's back."
Wait,
Oh
what?
yeah, well
He knows
because
people.
I have a mall. It's not good. Yeah, our friend Taylor, he's the man.
Yeah. I want to be friends with Taylor.
Yeah,
Man, that's cool.
that was he did offer that to me at one point. Like we worked together on a couple things, and then he's like, "Hey man, if you ever have a problem with Instagram, like I know everyone that," and I was like, "We have a problem."
It's annoying though. People do that and then they like try to like shake people down for money. It's like, dude, go away. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, or they're just like trying to sell crypto or something.
Yeah, because it's like embarrassing to fight for. Like, wait, I gotta argue with this person, or like so that I can have this stupid
Your
thing that I
own
know.
thing?
Yeah.
Right.
That it's not like that. I know that's not really that healthy for me, and I'm like, I'm fighting to get it so that I can be stuck at middle of the night watching this thing, going, "No, I'm not. That's a lie." That's like, do I really need this thing? That's all I'm saying.
So what did you think in those early days? I mean, we had some not crazy, but just renegade tours. The early Birdhouse tour. I mean, you were right there in the mix, like of chaos.
yeah, at that age, I mean, at the time, I'm just doing what's in front of me. Loving every second of it, not really thinking much about anything. Just like, I don't know. That's what's weird when people, there's all this advice, like, this is how you reach this goal. This is how you do that. I'm like,
Right.
like, even having a team, I kind of.
But I think that in those days, and we're talking about the years of, like 93, 94 Birdhouse tours, I think that I picked the crew very carefully because I knew that the crew, they have to perform. And I've been with plenty of tours where people are just like, nah.
It wasn't that, we weren't that kind of.
Right, but because I had those experiences with other skaters where I'm like, how are you not skating? I don't feel like this place sucks.
No, we would
It's like,
go
dude,
in there.
This is why we're here.
Yeah. I mean, some of the things you did were insane. I remember we were leaving. When I was a little older, I was probably like 17 by this point. I always remember this. My competitive side wants to like go to a vert ramp right now and because he did this air out of the Japan over the railing and then down to the big bank on the other side. We might have been
in Detroit.
Yeah, and then we got in like not a real argument, but I was something about dropping in switch. I was like, "Oh, do that right now. Let's go back in." And we're already like leaving in the RV. Like, no, we're done. We're leaving. We got to go to the next town. I'm like, dude, let's go. So still always, I'm like, right now. Let's go.
Did you go do it?
No, I haven't done it. But if I go to a vert ramp,
to go drop in switch.
Yeah,
that's still on the table.
If you test me, yeah.
Well, you know where we know where there's a vert ramp.
Yeah, we did this show at the wrong studio.
Mine's
you guys.
easier.
That was. Oh, you think?
Mine's easier. Yeah. You know what's funny about that?
Is that scary for you guys? Just a switch drop in?
That down.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, you can hang out, but yep.
Switch drop in would be pretty scary.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to.
It's not. It's not ideal. No.
I've done it.
You'd probably want to go up and do like a nose tap first. Right?
Oh yeah. No, try like 7 nose taps.
Yeah, build up to it.
Yeah.
I would like get on there and like do a little bit of a little like my foot would hop a little bit on the on the drop in, and that made me feel like I was trying to picture my body
like stomping.
Hadn't gone in yet. You know what I mean? So when I did it, I would do a little hop with my front foot as I went in to get back into the.
I would rather switch axle drop.
Oh.
I would.
God, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah,
would you be like in a pinch or would you be both wheels back? Towards your toes to start.
Pinch.
Okay. I don't know about that
just
one.
because I'm used to doing like switch stuff and kind of shuffling in.
Yeah.
So I'm comfortable with that. So if I were in an axle drop, I could kind of, even if I don't turn enough, I can make it work.
What about this? Would you, either of you, is this the most skate episode that there has ever been?
Not yet, but we can get there.
Keep going.
Would either of you guys ever just go up into an overcrook position, and just stand there and then kind of like just nollie in?
No.
No, that's Bucky.
That's because I can't nollie.
Yeah, I can't nollie.
Yeah.
I do that.
I look like I'm having a seizure when I try to nollie.
Me too.
But you've seen how easily people are they grind.
Because they pinch their
then just
wheel.
go,
That's Bucky.
He's in that. That's fine in that position, huh?
He
gets a better nollie off of that than he does like doing a nose mark.
Right. Some people do. I see it.
Yeah.
Street skaters on quarter.
There's a couple dudes that do that. Who else? That guy Eddie from France, Frenchie.
Right.
What about this question? If you're like 14,
This is what I expected from Andrew.
Good.
When we
This
got
is
him on
fun.
the podcast.
if you're 14 and you just love vert and that's your path, you want to be a vert skater, can you survive? Can you make it into your 20s and make money and be a professional vert skater? Damn, that's a devastating question. You saw them?
Yeah.
But those people exist. I mean, there's these kids that are.
I saw an Italian
young,
kid who's flying or something.
Eddie.
That kid, yeah. No, Eddie. Well, Eddie's an adult, but that kid he's talking about from Italy. Leonardo.
The little kid that
he came out for
I
a
saw him.
week.
He was out.
He does like 8 foot backs at ollies, and he's like
insane.
3 foot tall.
Yeah, he's
sending
we're I don't know when this is gonna air, but we're heading to Tokyo soon for the Chiba X Games, and he's going.
So what advice would?
But that's the tricky part. Is like
what would you say? How?
you would have to build you'd have to build a social media following that's substantial, and put enough content out that's not just you on a vert ramp, because yes, we love it, of course, but that's a finite crew. It's kind of like Reese Nelson. She's 10 years old. She is insane.
I love her. Yeah, she's
like
amazing.
doing tricks that are so far beyond the most difficult vert tricks we've ever seen.
Yep.
Making stuff up now. Like
She's so cool.
Yeah, when she gets bigger and she
Kickflip-
starts flying
kickflip
over
roast
your
beef.
head, she's going to be one of the greatest skateboarders alive.
right,
Yeah.
but
how much money's in
but
that?
that niche area of being a vert skater is just not. It's not
I
necessarily.
mean, Jimmy Wilkins is not a millionaire.
Right.
And to me, Jimmy Wilkins is the greatest vert skateboarder alive today. And he does tricks that I think he should be hoisted every time I see him. Everyone should
he
hoist
can
him.
make a living,
Yeah, but
he should be.
he should be rich.
I mean, celebrated and
that's,
be one of the
that's
most
street skating
successful.
too. And there's every now and then a guy like Jamie Foy who gets the shoe deal and gets the things just from his talent. But in street skating too, it's
Yeah, I
bad.
agree with you there, because I'll look at, and I'm basing this on social media too, but I'll look at someone where I'm like, oh my God, that guy is so good. And then you go to their page and they got like 10,000 followers.
But
yeah.
don't you think, like for me, when I stopped and moved up to LA to be a radio guy, and I regretted it. Like I didn't want to leave. Like I didn't want to not be a skateboarder, but I was like, this is gonna make me a living. I got a kid. Like I'd be crazy to stay. My skills are not gonna keep up. It's super obvious you're done. You know what I mean? I'll just be around. Or actually try and get a job. And people would ask me about my career on the radio, like, is there anything you regret, or what do you know what I mean? What is the greatest thing you took from it? And once I'd settled, like really got past being a pro skateboarder, which was, I believe, around 8 to 10 years later on radio, where I was like, I'm okay with it. I can watch it now and be like, whoa, those guys are ripping. But for at least a decade, it hurt. Yeah. I'm like, man, you guys are so much better than me. I can't do it anymore. That's all I am. I don't understand how to be anything else.
I know. It's, yeah,
But at the end, what I'm saying to you now is, in the end, being cool with it and knowing that I can't progress like I used to. There was a time there where I had it. It was just a part of me. Like even if it flipped in the air and I wasn't looking at it, I knew where it was, and it would go back exactly where I knew it was because it was mine. I ran this shit, and that was the greatest thing I ever got out of it. Next best thing was running my shit and having my buddies running their shit next to me, and us going, "Are we not having the greatest time of our lives right now?" That. You can't take that from me.
Even when he's in that mode and everything is just coming easily, it doesn't mean you're going to be successful.
No,
I know it's.
But I'm saying it's better than success.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's more.
Of course. I mean, we're all still doing it.
Yeah, we're sitting here talking about. Yeah,
we're not. There's no guarantee of financial success or accolades or anything, but we're all still doing it. You're one of the few examples to do seriously doing it into your middle age in a big way.
I try, but I do a lot of stuff you know what's helped me,
you have to work at it.
Yeah. Yes. But what's helped me to, like, I'm sure you know the same thing, you too, is what a lot of people I see, they can't get over that they might not be as good as they once were, which for me, I'm completely reasonable about it. I'm like, dude, Gons is ripping.
And still such a treat to watch.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, what's challenging today?
All right.
Obviously, it's not going to be the same as what's challenging at 25.
That is.
And I'm completely cool. If today challenging is to relearn back tails on a quarter pipe,
yes,
cool. I won and I had fun.
That's a great perspective.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
And plus, I love making video parts. I love thinking about the song and what trick's going to go where, and like what shoes and what board, and like the order, and like that's all I do. It's like I'm making, and then I like to think about it like music, like an album. There's Neil Young albums that are like, what is this? But I like to listen to it. You know, so it's like you're going to have your Nas Illmatic, maybe, hopefully, in your life, or De La Soul is Dead. You're one that's like, damn, that was... And then you're going to have some weird ones, and maybe you'll have another one that was like kind of like, oh, shit, I like that one for that reason. It's like...
But you're still doing it because you love it.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point, too. I just saw a clip of Gons doing a rock and roll on a hip.
In that hip, yeah.
In that bowl, and it was like...
That's the best.
Just the best style, the way he leans, and he's doing a rock and roll.
Yeah.
I mean, and it got me excited.
That's art.
That's art. Yeah, you're right.
It really is. It's like, that's why, whatever, like somebody like Devo has a concert, it's probably going to sell out. Everyone's like, oh, I want to see. You know what I mean? It's just the same thing. It's like, that's our art.
Devo.
Yeah.
I said them because I know you like them.
No, I just saw him sing Devo with Devo.
Yeah, I just performed a song
yesterday.
With my mother's boy, yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Helmets on and everything.
But what about parts? You got anything, a little project or something to work on?
I was working on something when I got hurt.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to try to get back to that.
Get back to it, yeah.
Yeah. I was working on only tricks over our gap.
Oh, that's cool.
The bridge.
Yeah, that's helpful when you have like...
You have like a directive.
Yeah, like some parameter. Yeah, it helps me a lot too. I'm like, like right now I'm skating one spot in LA. But it has like a lot of stuff to skate there. Yeah. But I'm like, I'm just going to figure out stuff at this one place for a little bit.
That's what I do the same thing. It's like you create your own little challenges.
Yeah.
Which can drive my wife crazy. But.
I'll go all week to the skate park. Like yesterday, I didn't want to skate. I was like I'm sore. Like I don't really want to be at the skate park. But I told myself I'm going to the park. I'm going to do the trick that I want to do on the weekend 20 times. I'm going to do it 20 times. And I was just like, I went there. I went in the park, stretched a little, set up a board, tried a couple. I don't like this board. I was just bullshitting. Honestly, I took that board off, put a different board on. I'm like over here doing this. I'm just procrastinating, and then I'm getting so mad at myself, like fuck. And then I just started. I did the 20. I'm like, all right, bye guys, I'm going home. But that was it. Just go, like
Yeah.
Just that check of like, you said you were gonna go down there and do 20, even though you didn't feel like it. That built some kind of strength mentally of like, that's when you think you're gonna.
It's to keep that discipline.
Yeah,
I think that's a big part of it. I do the same thing. I'll go to the ramp like, I want to go try this trick. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to make it today, and I'll go there and skate for a half hour, try it a few times. Like, okay, I did.
Yeah, that's great.
Tried it. Yeah,
I do the same thing. I say if I tap my truck on this, then I won today.
Yes.
Then maybe the next day I'll get a little further.
That's me spinning fives.
Yeah, that's
I still want to do a 540.
So do I.
Mute, tuck the head, not some flat one, but I feel like I'd have a better chance melon.
Yeah, it's easier.
Depending
on who you are.
But do you tuck your head, or is it more of a 540 kind of thing?
No, I angle mine a little bit, but they don't flip.
It's harder to go upside down on a melon.
Yeah.
You got to.
But it's more of a
you have to really try.
It depends on your mute. If you have a mute where your knee's in your way a little bit, then you're not going to get a better look. Like to me, when my leg is in my way, I don't find it easy to sit in the Japan air anymore.
Mine, I can see the landing that way better.
Same, but
mute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I go upside down a little bit.
It seems like the spin would kind of happen faster and easier like that too.
Yeah.
The spin happens on the way up.
Yeah.
If you do like indie, the spin is still happening as you're landing.
Yep.
On those birdhouse tours, the how easy it was for you to do, I'm sure it's been like that for a long time, but how easy it was for you to do a 540 was insane. I tell people all the time.
I remember you guys dared me to drop in on one ramp and do a 540. The first thing.
Yeah, we walked up.
We went to this one ramp.
I know.
Oh, yeah,
it doesn't even have to have vert.
But it was
you just do it on anything. Like, hey man, there's a fridge over there. Do one on it.
Some masonite ramp that was probably like cardboard at this point, where like when the meetup was all like ate up like this and like nasty rained on. I don't even know where we were. And I just go up on the deck. I'm like, drop in 540 right now. And he has just got there and he's like,
that's crazy because in
fine.
demos, I would tell him
The worst part about that was if it was usually just me, if not Zitzer, would Zitzer be on? So just me and Zitzer. And maybe a local could kind of skate vert. Maybe. I mean, but you guys would come up and rally around us and then like even drop in sometimes. So like Willie will drop in for a run or two. But for the most part, it was like a 2-man demo.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I used to tell him not to do a 540 in his first ride.
I used to have probation.
I'd be like, dude,
demos,
just give me like 15 minutes before you start spinning fives so that we look like we're decent also.
What tripped me out is this. It's such skate nerd stuff. Backside 360 ollie, no grab.
Yeah.
Frontside cab, no grab. Frontside, well, I don't know the order. Frontside 360, no grab.
Oh,
cab, no grab.
I did that Tampa.
Dude,
I did that Tampa.
Yeah, back when that was...
Backside 360 ollie, face high, without a grab. Like every single day,
You gotta come watch Jimmy Wilkins skate.
No, but I know. But that's when people, when people talk about backside ollies, like, oh, this guy's got some backside. I'm always, dude, you have no idea. Don't leave Tony out of the conversation with backside ollie. Like,
no.
Like up here, like just stuck.
It was always
it's a scoop. It's the same as Jimmy Wilkins.
It's a scoop. Yeah,
it's the same technique.
But he's learned it to a different stratosphere because he could do ollie fives like 6 feet out.
Yeah,
he's insane.
I know. He's doing stuff that makes no sense.
Threes, you know,
like the backside disaster. I don't get it.
Oh yeah, that too.
I don't get how you can do a 6-foot-high backside ollie disaster.
Well, I think it's something where his like wheels and board are like dispersing the.
It's not
He
taking
hits his wheels.
The deck's not hitting it.
Yeah,
otherwise it would break.
He hits his wheels.
Yeah.
It's like Frazier, but he found a way where his wheels hit just before his board. Frazier used to hit his wheels, boom, and then his board.
Yeah, I know. I saw.
They're both deadly. Like it's all
for
just
sure
frightening. But what I was gonna say about the backside
cool.
threes is that scoop. You can do that and learn to do it high as long as you're confident with not seeing your landing.
Yeah.
But that scoop into a 540 at that height is a totally different.
I bet your board probably
it's like a different difficulty factor. So
did you do a 540 to backside disaster?
No, but I almost got Jimmy to do one.
Oh, okay, that'd be sick.
Man, I love how Jimmy's your new video game.
I have a video. I have a video of Jimmy doing it and not ollie, nose grab.
and then backside disaster.
But
Wait,
he
did?
lands in the disaster. He lands in the disaster, and then his wheels come in, and then he just jumps off.
Yeah, I mean,
Someone, I want to say like Oski did it on kind of a mini vert ramp, but
I'm sure there's a way to do it.
yeah, but I still want to see Jimmy do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it'll be the way you wanted to see someone do it,
Yeah,
not just do it.
yeah.
You know?
It's my projection dream trick.
Yeah, like you spin
I
and you
project
spin
it
and
onto
you land
you.
like back in the 80s when people did pogo rocks and then you yank it back in.
Right.
I'm not interested in seeing that.
No.
But if you do it where you go waka on the way back
Yeah.
in, and I'm like, did you just do a 540 and then that?
Yeah.
Because that doesn't make sense. That's what I'm here for.
What has been the most challenging or scariest trick, stunt, gap, whatever you've done?
I've heard someone ask me this recently, actually. It's a hard question because I really believe that everything I've done has clearly been within a safe area for myself. Like, I don't skate like that. Like, even the
Well, I know your approach because I feel it kind of the same way where you have thought about this thing and you absolutely know you have all the pieces to that puzzle. Right?
Yeah.
Like there's a gap or something. You're like, okay, I know I've done something similar to that. I know I can frontside flip that far, whatever it is. And you're just like, I just have to put it all together in that day. And I have the same approach when I'm trying tricks on vert. And I think we see other people that are like, I'm just going for it.
those
don't
are
know
the people
if
that
it's
get.
gonna
I
happen.
swear, people get hurt like
They get
that.
hurt
though.
like that for sure, but some make it.
Yeah, I mean, some of my favorite
But
skaters.
that doesn't dismiss that at some point you were frightened.
I mean, there's
to
been
commit
times
to
where I've
something.
looked at certain like stair sets or gaps, and I'm back out. I'm like, no, it just looks like I'll crumble at the
Right.
bottom. I'm like, no. And then people will tell me the other one you did was bigger than that. And I'm like, something about it just seems.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Seems
Yeah.
safer, or
Yeah.
like you know, like a kickflip that Davis gap,
Yeah.
which is probably like equal to like a 18-20 stair or something like that. But it was like dirt. Like even at first, I just like threw a kickflip over it and knew I'm going to put my front foot on the ground and I'm going to have my back foot up on the gap. You know what I mean? I knew that going into it. I'm going to kind of like run down because it was a dirt hill.
Right.
If it would have been stairs, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like I kind of knew that and I was like, oh, okay, that wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
And then picked up the speed a little bit. And then once I was catching them, you can kind of see like, okay, I can. At that point in time, though, when I like really had fine-tuned like doing a flip trick off of like a really big drop, like I had a like, it's like you learn, like anything that you get good at. I would be able to almost like be halfway down, flailing down, bailing, and like do like a reset in my head of like, now I'm gonna start preparing for the. It was so long. Now I'm gonna start preparing for the impact. It wasn't like like when am I gonna hit the floor?
Yeah.
I know when I'm gonna.
I gotta wait.
And then try to really soak it up as light as possible.
Like that's not something you can teach. That just comes through experience.
That's one thing I miss though, like being older, is like I would do those like big thing. I mean, probably not exaggerating, sometimes 60 to 80 times flying off of something before I'd get it. But now I'm like, no, wait, dude, I can't.
Yeah.
20 times jumping off something pretty big. I'm like,
I know that from watching. So I used to get all of his footage. He would send me all raw tapes. Just Andrew like
hucking.
hucking giant things when he was super small, like barely even be able to get the speed to jump across it, but he would do it. But the funniest parts of it were the dudes filming.
Oh, yeah. All my like redneck friends.
Yeah, and they're like, he's trying this trick, and there's no way to mark the makes at this point. Like they weren't doing the hand from the camera.
Okay.
So I'm just going, watching every single one. And he's trying this one, he's trying it. And they got that death lens, but the bad death lens with the vignettes on it. So it's just a round.
Bad? People are trying to get that now.
Nah.
Yeah, like young kids who want to recreate like an old look. They'll get like
But it's not the slight vignettes. I'm talking about like you're looking at a circle.
Yeah.
You had that crazy one.
Yeah, we had our equipment was,
Yeah, and it's high 8, so there's no resolution already. So it's just whatever. It's blurry. But it's not too blurry. You can see it. And I remember you're trying this thing, and then there's no autofocus on the depth lens. So as soon as he's going for the gap, it goes blurry, it goes fuzzy, and he makes it. And I'll never forget the quote. I still say this too. The guy's like, "Do it again." And you're like,
What?
and you hear Andrew like, "What?" Like, because he made it. It was something super hard and gnarly. He's like, "What?" He's like, "Do it again." He's like, "Why?" He goes, "Because it got blurry."
Yeah, where I'm from, like the middle of nowhere. Yeah, like a small. I mean, I can't. Where are you from?
But
You from the city?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The level of anger in his voice and the accent, like that stuck with me for so long. I mean, people come over into my house like, "Come watch this. Come watch this."
I'm surprised I made it. Honestly.
Yeah.
Just a little budget camera sending things through the mail to your house.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The fact that it all worked out, like with like no, even the tours.
Yeah.
Go up. What, you know what I mean? Yeah, go up,
we are so lawless. Like,
go up there. I mean, really, like actually, like the next town is gonna have a ramp in a guy's yard. It's this far down here, and then I mean, it was like we're like, all right.
Oh yeah, we just pull over and call someone. Well, we're lost.
Yeah, it was crazy.
All right, well, I'll meet you at McDonald's on lead you there. The other thing I want to say before we go, this is one thing that we connected on greatly through those years, and I'll never forget the time when it was most obvious was we just always loved eating.
Yeah.
And like throughout the day, many times. Not that we could afford nice food, but we were just whatever. And a lot of times the shop owners and stuff would offer us food or to go out. We're like, yeah, 'cause it's free.
Yeah.
And so we went to this demo. I want to say it was in Madison, Wisconsin. For some reason, I remember this. And we had just eaten, went to Taco Bell or something. Zitzer, Willie, you and me. And we pull up to the place and they're like, "Oh man, we're still building the ramp, the mini ramp or whatever it was." He's like, "I could take you guys out to eat." And he looked at me, he looked at you, and we're like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And Paul Zitzer goes, "We just ate. What is wrong with you guys?"
Yeah, we're probably thinking like,
And both you and I are like, "But it's free. Buy us more food." And Willie's just like,
oh, of
along
course.
for the ride, of course.
Yeah.
Sure. But I'll never forget, like, he snapped. He was just like, I can't, you guys are too much.
Yes,
I remember at your house though, when I would visit at a young age, it was like Olive Garden was the thing.
That was like we were going out.
Yeah. That was like,
that was more like if I, I'll tell you what, Olive Garden, if I like had just maybe worked on a commercial and I got some residuals, I was like, oh, we can go out.
Olive Garden.
Yeah.
It was-
Olive Garden. Yeah. Or Boston Market.
I took that even with me afterwards, into like Huntington as a teenager. We're like, damn, let's go to Olive Garden.
Yeah.
We got a shoe deal.
You guys are like this. Today.
Shoe deal. That meant
Today, it's funny.
you could go anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was still, as far as we were concerned, the highest end.
I mean,
Right?
to me, still, if you have a shoe deal and a clothing deal, I mean,
Olive
some
Garden?
guys get drinks and stuff like that. If you just want to skate and make video parts.
Yeah.
And then that's what you have to have.
Yeah.
You got to have a shoe deal, solid one, clothing. I mean, where else? If you don't want to talk.
Unless you got some crazy, sponsor like energy drink or something.
You talk pretty good for someone who doesn't want to talk.
Well, I mean, we're talking about skating.
But I wanted to tell you this. So this, in coincidence, this is our 100th episode. Today would have been my dad's 100th birthday.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
And he did not eat well. Like he didn't make great choices in his diet. But his version of Olive Garden was Sizzler.
Yeah.
So that was going out. Like if we're gonna go out to eat, we're going to Sizzler because prime rib, $5. I don't know what it was, but he loved Sizzler. And so my sisters and I are gonna meet at Sizzler tonight.
Nice. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, guys. 100 episodes.
Thanks, buddy. It was an honor having you.
Yeah, that was awesome.
See you again,
Thanks,
man.
Andrew.
Yeah, I'll see
That's
you.
it. You don't have to do any more interviews, any more podcasts.
No, I'm good now for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Unless we
Yeah.
ask you
Enjoy
again.
it.
Yeah.
What if I ask you to do someone else's podcast? Is that like a loophole?
I think I said everything already. I mean,
All right, that's it. He said
What is it with
everything.
these guys.
Yeah.
Plenty more
look-
to say. Shut
look
up.
at a camera and say like and describe.
Give that one.
me?
Yeah,
Which one? Like and describe. Oh, wait, like and what?
that's it.
Oh, I think
did
so. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
All right, the boss, everyone.